What's happening? If you're new to the channel, my name is Gio, and here we talk about all things travel. And if you can feel my excitement, it's because we're back in the home studio after 6 months of full-time travel. Spain, Uruguay, Amsterdam, Morocco, living in some of these places, immersing ourselves in the culture, and more importantly, testing gear. And today we're gonna unpack 12 items that were real MVPs. I think they deserve the space in your travel gear. At least they were very valuable to me. And 6 items that didn't really make the cut. We'll probably throw them in the trash. And what I mean by that is find a good home for them. I wouldn't just wastefully throw them in the trash. I probably would have put this simple gadget on my do not buy list before our full-time travel experience, but with multiple carry-ons and book bags through different flights and countries and weight restrictions, it was really handy to have this. It's just a simple portable luggage scale. You strap this around, turn it on, and then it measures in kilos, measures in pounds. Again, before I was out and about, I thought, well, I'll get to the airport, I'll pack light. But when you're out and about and you travel and you acquire new things and your bags might weigh a little bit more, it's really great to have this to see what should go in the book bag, what should go in the carry-on. It gives you that slight peace of mind to make sure everything is in the right place before getting on the plane. All right, now on to something that did not make the cut. This is the airplane foot hammock. And we've talked about this before, and if you're traveling on a short trip and you have room in your carry-on, I could see why it might be handy to make the flight a little bit more comfortable. But for us, it took up really valuable space in our carry-on or our book bag as full-time travelers. So maybe we would use it on a long flight to our destination, but then it would just sit in our apartment for months at a time until we had to pack it up for the next trip. So this one, going in the trash. Epica Trip Cozy Compression Packing Cubes. Let's break down as to why I like these packing cubes. We've done a whole video on the importance of packing cubes up here. And for us as full-time travelers, we really believe in the organization piece of the packing cubes. Epica is one of the leading companies in travel adapters, and we loved having those with us. We'll get to those later in the video, but the packing cubes were an absolute game changer. First of all, I love the mesh up front, so I can see what is in the packing cube. Was this my socks packing cube? T-shirts, was this bottoms? So right away you have your visual. Second is these are really heavy duty cubes. You can tell they are well made and you can compress them down to try to save a little bit of space. They also use an antibacterial inner lining which keeps your clothes cleaner and fresher. The same design that laundry bags use, achieving 99.5% antibacterial effectiveness. This is a great way to keep your clean clothes and dirty clothes separated if you're in transit between two different spots. Each bag has these high quality zippers. They all have compression. It comes in this nice 6-piece set. And the key to a good packing cube set is different shapes and sizes. Maybe you don't even use all 6, but you want to make the best use of the space in your suitcase as you Tetris these in with all your clothes. If you're in search for a good set of cubes, I would highly recommend checking out the Trip Cozy Packing Cubes from Epica. This is my GoPro gear setup that I brought, and in 6 months of travel over 4 or 5 different countries, we didn't even use it, not once. I would just highly recommend thinking about the camera setup that you're going to use. And for a lot of us, that's gonna be on our phone. And I found myself using this or the really nice camera that I'm filming on right now on the tripod 99% of the time. So this is like a 2-3 pound difference. I just will not be able to take the GoPro setup I'm not going to use it. Next up is the City Pack 2 by Air. And this might be a little bit more specific for us as full-time travelers, but I absolutely love this pack. If you're going on a short trip and you want to combo a good sleek bag that you can use for the office and for travel, I absolutely love this option. Or as I do it is I pack this in my carry-on, so I have a great day bag while I'm there, and then I have a larger backpack that I'm traveling with. The reason I like the City Pack Air 2 is because of the storage and organization and the minimal look to it. So I can use this as a work travel bag while I'm on the go, and it also packs fairly flat, doesn't take up too much room, and is really durable. I did a whole video on this bag, so I'm not gonna do a full breakdown. I'll link that here if you're interested in more info, but I love this as a go-to travel work bag. I've talked about these a few times and I absolutely love them. They are tiny, take up almost no room, and are flat pack hand sanitizer sprays. Now they are also refillable, so you can just snap off the top and then refill the hand sanitizer. The reason I love them so much is because they're small, compact, and flat. So they fit really well in a fanny pack or a waist bag, easily slide into a backpack, and we would have these on the plane or for any adventure where we're out and about. For me, it's a great peace of mind to just spray a little hand sanitizer on before we have a meal or before we're out to eat, especially if the kids are out and about at a playground. So I'll be sure to link these below. By far one of my favorite products to travel with. Next up is the Epica Hybrid 8-in-1 travel adapter. Now, we have had a few travel adapters over the years, and most of the time they're a little bigger and bulkier than this. But why I really love this one and this hybrid option is, one, it's compact, so it fits really easily into the tech pouch, really easily into a book bag setup, and has this foldable plug on the end. In the bottom here, I have 2 USB-A and 2 USB-C outlets, plus I have the AC outlet in front. Overall, I have about 5 ways to plug in devices just off one simple plug. And why this is great for travel is because they have this adapter that hooks in if you're going to the EU. You would fold that back up, you would slide this on, and now you are good for the EU as kind of a wall extender, travel adapter, charging port, all in one. And again, what I love about this product is the way that it packs flat. Between the water bottle and the hand sanitizer, with carrying the fanny pack around, you realize that I really enjoy flat pack items. I think it just makes travel so much easier. So if we fold this down, we pop this off, now it comes in these 2 pieces, really simple way to travel, and Epica will be coming out with more options for all types of different adaptability in other countries. It's designed for everyday use in the US and seamless compatibility while traveling abroad. Here are some of the technical specifications on this. The 2 USB-C ports support PD 3.0 fast charging up to 20 watts each. The USB-A port is a QC 3.0 fast charger up to 18 watts each. The size makes this really special also. It's about 30% smaller than some of the other travel adapter plugs on the market. Maybe there's some faster charging built in those models, but for us, we're often plugging things in overnight and don't need access for that super fast charging. It's really about saving space. And the argument for some of this stuff is, why wouldn't I just buy a cheap EU adapter? Well, that only provides you with one outlet. Usually you're not going to go to Europe just one time. So to have that when you need your Kindle charge, your phone charge, or if you're traveling with anybody else and you want to help them out with a charge, this again provides a nice base where you have multiple outlets in the bottom, and it's something you can use at home. Now, if you know me, I care a lot about price, and this retails for $19.99. And like with all the Epica stuff that we're going over in this video, they have offered an exclusive discount, so you're gonna get a really good deal on this travel adapter. When I started this travel channel a year ago, I was really hopeful to find a company like Epica, someone that believed in the silly videos that we were making, trying to provide good quality travel advice in a different way, but also willing to give us discount codes to pass on to our subscribers. So I really thank them for sponsoring this video. And I don't just talk about these products because they're sent to me. We get sent a ton of things, but we actually travel with all of the Epica gear that I've mentioned. And the fact that you can get really high quality gear, a great charger for home for $19.99 is something that I really hope you see value in and take advantage of. I will put all the links in the description. Thanks again for Epica for sponsoring this video. Next up is this product from Basis. And my vision for this, even though it's a little bit big and bulky, was to plug this in with the built-in plug that you can just plug in on the bedside table, and then have this as a nice wireless charging port. But it also has a plug on this side, which you could use to plug a device. But first, I was disappointed to learn that this cable is not in and out charging. So this is just a charging pass-through cable. So you have to travel with an extra cable here that would get plugged into the wall. That was my first gripe. Why wouldn't there just be 2 built-in cables, or why wouldn't this cable at least charge the phone option so we could have a nice setup while we're traveling? And the second gripe is, now when this is plugged in, this pass-through cable does not even work anymore. So the product, not super high quality in my opinion. I can still get a nice wireless charging setup for my phone, especially in that horizontal mode I really enjoy with the iPhone, so you get that nice clock next to the bedside. But I'm not going to travel with this big brick and extra wire just to have something plugged in on the bedside table. So this product from Basis, not going to make the travel lineup. I'm still going to make space for the over-ear Soundcore headphones. Now, even if you only use them on the plane, I think it's debatable if these are worth it or not as far as space goes, because as you can see, this would save so much space just as an in-ear headphone. But when we are on the road, I'm taking client meetings, I'm working, and I really need a good quality headphone. So the experience of these alone, when I can put them on in a busy coffee shop or at a co-working space, really lets me focus on my work and is worth the space that they take up. And for the price point of right around $100 to $150, depending on when you get them on Amazon, I really think it is a great value for money. So I'll link these in the description if you're interested in checking them out. Next up, the neck pillow. And this is one of those items that go in the trash. I tried to defend this memory foam neck pillow in a couple of older videos, and I really did love traveling with it, but the same as the foot hammock. For us as full-time travelers, I used it for a few hours on the flight, and then it just took up valuable real estate in our small apartment, or me squishing it back into the bag to try to get it back out for the next trip. So this is something I'm gonna leave at home. Next up, this Tumtuck Sling or hybrid kind of waist pack. It is fairly minimal, but can hold a decent amount. I like traveling with this on the plane because I can hold passport, hand sanitizer, kind of some important information in here and keep it nice and close. And then I found when we were out and about, I was using this all the time. You basically have a nice, big, spacious main compartment with a few different storage options, and then a small flat pack pocket in the front and a small pocket that would be against your body in the back where you could put your passport or important security information because it would stay attached and close to you. Tumtuck, again, makes those high quality products for travelers that are a little bit more budget conscious. We have really put this one through the ringer in all the countries that we've been to, and you see some slight wear and tear on the side, but honestly, I feel like it's held up really well. Portable charging solutions. These were huge on the road, and these were two of our go-tos that are fairly compact but can provide you with some great power. Now, you have your MagSafe phone adapters for quick charging on the go, but this 20,000 milliamp charger from Ugreen with a USB-A and 2 USB-C ports with 100-watt capability charging is good to charge fully charge my MacBook Pro while I'm on the go. And that's why we needed to carry this. If we were out, moving around, at the office, needed a charge at a coffee shop, this was a lifesaver. And we paired it with a nice durable braided cable from Apple, and we had these two in our work bag most of the time. Now, if we didn't need quite as much power, we made sure this 10,000 milliamp charger from Joy Room was charged up. It has this nice carrying cable on the side. It also has the cable built in, so you can bring this out and then charge the device, and then it slides right back in. It also has a nice display on the front, so you can see how much battery is left in the charger. There are plenty of different portable chargers on the market, but these two held up for us really well on our travels. I will link both of them in the description if you're interested. And if you're using any of the links in the description to buy any of the products, it gives a small commission to us, but doesn't cost you anything extra. And as a middle-aged man trying to make it on YouTube, I massively appreciate that. Now, there's a bit of a debate. Do people really need a tech pouch? Can't they just throw it in a Ziploc bag? Sure, you can. But as a dad in a family of 4, the charging responsibilities fall on me. And I'm not just talking about everybody has a phone. The kids might have an iPad, my wife and I have computers. Then for me, there's tons of different camera gear to charge, a drone that I'm bringing. So this really helps keep all the charging things that I need set up, well protected and all in one place. Let's open it up and see how I packed it out. Check out the inside of this bag. I love the storage and organization as far as just the elastic straps go, because then I can really see what is in the bag instead of a ton of pockets. So first, we do pack an extra pair of in-ear headbuds. I love these from Denon. I know it's overkill, but we are working a lot on the road. And then these elastic straps, we have this flat wall adapter from Pawanis. We have our Epica travel adapter. And then on the side here, you do have these nice pockets that I like to store SSDs in. Right across the middle, you have a pocket to keep things nice and safe. And then on the other side, a little Velcro tab, and you have some extra storage and organization for wires or anything you would like to put there. Zips up nice and compact, and you still have this quick, easy access pocket on the outside here. You can keep some flatter items in here. I throw a few carabiners in there. They're always nice to have while you're on the road. Nice, easy carrying handle. I love the structure as it sits upright, and then you can just have it open on the desk. One of the unique features of this Epica travel tech pouch is the luggage pass-through strap. You don't see these on tech pouches a lot, and if you hook this onto your carry-on, After you go through the check-in process at security, they're probably not going to say anything as you board the plane. Then you can simply unhook it, set it on your seat. You have all your tech for your in-flight experience right there with you, and it's not taking up bulk or space in your book bag. Next up is a simple one. We had just gotten a few iPads and a phone right before we left, and these are Apple, plug in, and then it's USB-C. So I was like, oh, I'll throw these in because we want to have a few convenient options, but especially with some of the great travel adapters from Epica, we don't need to travel with these little bricks that take up too much space. Then only provide one charging port. We want to travel with something that creates more of a charging station. So we're going to save the space and leave these guys at home. Next up is the Alkal flat Flask bottle. We use this for water, not anything too crazy. What I love about it is just the flat form factor. The round water bottle is fine, and they're great to have. Stainless steel might be a little bit better than this plastic, but it is BPA free, and I do really enjoy the ability for this to fit in the plain seat pocket in front of you or flat pack style in your travel book bag. Most bags have water bottle holders, but they tend to be pretty bulky if the bag is stuffed full, and it's tough to slide them in and out. And then in the airplane, forget about it. I hate worrying about this steel tube rolling around and trying to squeeze it in my seat. Something like this small change in the form factor makes a big difference for me. And it's not something I just use in transit. We're often filling this up if we're just out and about for a quick day trip to keep us hydrated. This is a clip-on light. Now, for some people, it's going to be a great book light. If you're at the house, clip this on, it's rechargeable. I thought it was going to make a great night light while we're on the road for the kids, so we can clip this on in the bathroom, turn it on, but it ended up that it was too much of a worry to charge. It is kind of an awkward pack, takes up a little bit too much space. For us, space is valuable. And next time we go out, we're trying to pack in carry-ons and book bags only, and this is not going to make the cut. Next up is an item that I absolutely loved. This is the phone MagSafe tripod stand from Moft, and it clips on the phone and is one of those minimalist travel products that you forget is even there. And the use case that I used it for a bunch was a tripod stand, a tall tripod stand for taking a picture with the family while we're out. Prop this up somewhere. You can turn it so it's horizontal and you can get a good picture, but you're not carrying around any type of tripod. Now, another use case is you can fold it down and it can be this kickstand tripod if you wanted to watch a show on the plane, or I would often have it set up in the office like this if I needed to type a quick message and then get back to work. There are tons of different use cases for this, and what I love most about it is it fits that sweet spot of a travel product that you forget is even there. I really appreciate you being here. If you hit the like and subscribe button as a small YouTuber, it would mean so much. Thank you. Last but not least are these vacuum seal bags. And they're not a true vacuum seal bag because you can't suck the air out. But if you seal the top, on the bottom here, there's a one-way valve. So then you can press all of the air out and it actually compresses things in the bag. And it had a few interesting use cases for me. In Uruguay, I had an extra wetsuit that I could not sell. So I was able to put it in here, compress it down, and then bring that space down instead of just trying to stuff it in the suitcase. My son had a couple of stuffed animals that he really wanted to travel with, so I was able to put them in here and then really compress them down and save a little bit of space. If you're headed over to Europe for a week or two, these take up almost no space, so you can use them on the way over to try to pack more clothes, or you can just have them in the bottom of your bag. Then if you pick up a souvenir or two, you can pack your dirty clothes in here, keep them separated from your clean ones, compress out all the air, and actually have a little bit more room in your suitcase without taking a whole extra bag. These packing cubes that I was going over in the video from Epica, they actually sent us these and we used them while we were traveling, a different set, and now we have an extra set. So I figured why not pass it on to one of you. So comment Epica below and tell me about your epic trip coming up. And the comment with the most likes in 2 weeks, I'll figure out how to send these packing cubes to. So again, just comment Epica and tell me about a great travel trip that you have coming up. Whichever comment has the most likes, I will send these cubes to. If you enjoyed this video, I think you'll really like this one where I break down some of the best gear for remote work and travel. Or this video where I pack out in a Tum Tuck Sling for a 5-day trip to Amsterdam. And Allie and I also sleep in a sleep pod in Amsterdam on that trip. I think it is a really funny and informative video. As always, can't thank you enough for being here. Love you guys.